Welcome back. What we're going to do now is we're going to talk a little bit. We just finished talking about your favorite subject and my favorite subject, which would be God. Now we're going to move on to my second favorite subject, which is love and relationships. And I have just met you today, so I got a lot of questions. And feel free to answer or not answer anything you don't want to. But keep going. Okay, I just wanted to get a little off. Okay. But I'd like to start with one of my favorite questions. I got a lot of them. How did you meet?
How did we meet?
No, it was one day she was going to junior high. That she was walking over to school, you know, and I happened to come out on the way to school. I lived there close to her, and she was going to school with a friend. I saw her for the first time. I was standing by the yard, you know, and then I saw this couple because they were both laughing. I mean, they were laughing like mad.
Were they laughing at you?
No, I don't know. They were saying some joke. Maybe they were.
Who was that, Tony?
Remember?
Who was laughing?
You and Jenny.
Oh, no, we were friends. We were laughing about you.
So she called my attention, and I looked at her a couple of times, and then at the third time, I don't know why, but I said, God, she's gonna have to be my wife. God, give me her to be my wife. But when I saw her the first time, very first look, my heart jumped. You know, we jumped up and down like you know, like a little boy who was happy, going up to candy. so that's how we first met.
Yeah,
I mean, we didn't meet, but I met her.
Did you go up and talk to her that day?
No, not that day.
Yeah. Well, what were you thinking when you saw her? What?
I just said, oh, she's beautiful.
Beautiful.
She's gonna be my wife, I said.
All right, well done. So, but you'd never seen her before?
Well, yeah, just going by.
Okay.
At her house, in front of her house.
So you knew where she lived?
Yeah.
So you knew you were going to see her again?
Yeah.
Because I would go through your house too when I went to school.
Yeah.
That's the reason you would see me every day. I would go through the front.
Now, do you remember the first time you saw him?
Well, I think I did.
Well, what happened?
Well, I liked him.
Yeah?
Because and he I don't know.
Was he handsome?
Yeah, oh yes, he was handsome. He still is.
Still is. Good answer. So you thought he was handsome? Did you want him to come talk to you?
Yes, but I was kind of shy. I was afraid for him to come right away and talk to me.
Wow. Well, how did he end up doing it? What was the first time? Do you remember the first thing you said to her?
We hardly went out together. Just once, I believe.
But how did you get there? When did you go talk to her?
Well, it was through her friend, and that we met through Jenny.
Well, it was an upstairs house. We used to, my friend used to be upstairs and me downstairs. But we used to go to school together.
Okay.
And then That's the way we started talking to each other.
I don't remember those times. Just the time that I went to her window and talked to her.
You went to her window?
Yeah. She was inside, I was
Dude, because my father he used to let me go out a lot, so he would go. I had a window on the side of where I used to sleep, and he would throw little rocks at it, so I would know that I was there.
Did you ever get caught?
oh yeah, with a knife on his hand.
He had a knife?
Yeah.
Did you run?
No, I could. There was a little yard like this, and it was all fenced around.
You were trapped in there
Yeah.
with an angry father and a knife? I'm glad you're still here to tell the story.
But it was very late, Tony. It wasn't really very late.
No.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
So.
it's the only because my father was very strict.
Right.
He didn't even let me go to the show like my other friends. I couldn't go. My mother used to take us to the show,
Mm.
and it's well. But the next day you talked to me, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So.
So how did you end up asking her out? You asked her out on a date?
Yeah, one time we did. We went to the park. It was the only time we dated. It was the only time. Because he wouldn't let me go in the house.
Mm.
I asked him, well, if you don't let me in the house to talk to her, he said, no. You just get a pencil and start writing. That's what he said, you know.
Yeah.
Wow. So he told you to get the pencil and start writing.
Yeah. He said, you can write all you want, but you're not going to leave my house. Okay. So we wrote to each other for a few months. I think about a year after we got married.
About a year after we got married.
I went to work on the railroad, and you know the old time, what is it, camp, railroad camp?
Camptown, yeah.
Where men used to live in the camp in cars, you know. Well, there was, I went to work in one of those places, worked for a little over a year, I guess. Saved enough money, and that's when we got married.
So you weren't married at that time, or you were married?
No.
You weren't married. Okay. So you were writing notes back and forth to each other, and then you went away for a year
Or more.
or more
Yeah.
to go save money so that you could marry her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was living with my mother, my stepfather, and then I wanted to go to school, but I had to feed myself, you know, support myself.
Right.
So the best thing I knew was to go to work as a laborer in the railroad, and we used to ride a lot, I guess.
Did you tell her that you were going to go away and come back and marry her?
Yeah, I told her, and
Did she say yes?
oh, yes, she was sensitive with my letters.
Specifically, when you did that.
So when did you officially ask her to marry you? What day or what year?
Yeah, I don't remember that, but it was about 3 years, I guess, after we first met.
Do you remember asking her?
Yeah, I don't remember what I said. But, well, anyway, we were in the same little yard, and there I was on this side of the screen, the window screen, and she's in
The window.
You proposed to her through the window. Because the dad wouldn't let you in the house.
At Little Rock, so I wouldn't know that he was there outside.
Wow.
That's the way I knew that he was around there. My father was always looking around, you know, because it was not only me. I had my sister,
Yeah.
my 2 other daughters. He was very strict.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
But then one day he came up to the window and asked you to marry him?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, or I forgot if it was through the window or through by the ladder.
Okay.
He used to. He said, my dad said, "You write to her. You know how to write, and so you wouldn't want anything to tell her. Tell her in a letter."
And is that how he told you that he wanted to marry you? Was through a letter?
What did you say? Yes, he
I
wanted.
suppose it was
And me too, I think, because
because
I was
we didn't meet very many times through the window, you know.
Oh yes, I was about 17 now, 17 years old. We were older, or we were not.
No, you were more than that. When you were 19,
Uh-huh.
and I was
Oh yeah, then we got married when we were 19.
almost 21 when we got married.
Yeah.
Wow. Where did you get married?
In December, you know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, in the court, and then in the church.
Right.
So,
Were you nervous?
oh, very much so. But not enough to repent.
Another what? You were.
He asked me if I was nervous.
Oh, there was a way, yes. Yes.
Were you?
Yes.
You were nervous?
Because my dad was very strict. He was always like that, and then one day he found you around there. He kept it with you.
Oh yeah, that's the time that he brought the knife and he told me to write, you know. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to ask you a question, and feel free not to answer, but do you remember? I'm going to ask her this question.
Okay.
You can go in the other room for a minute. Do you remember your first kiss?
Wow.
Did you? Well, I
Wouldn't kiss you.
I don't remember, Tori. Was it?
You don't remember?
I don't think we.
It was through the screen,
were
I suppose.
together. We were together a lot of times, you know, like other couples that you don't get to, you know, know when they're gonna see each other. It was hard for us to have that relationship.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So you had to sneak that first one in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
right, and so we started like that. I would go to school and he would, you know, just follow and that's the way we used to talk a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but not at nighttime or any other time because they wouldn't let me. My father wouldn't let me go with nobody.
Mm.
But I had by school, I would have a lot of friends that liked me. I have other boys,
Other boys, huh?
boys and girls. Yeah, but my boys
Boys,
were my friends. They wanted me to be their girlfriend, but and then he said, Sunday, what, you wanna go to a show with me? That you know, they would ask me. I said, well, I couldn't go. I couldn't tell him yes because my father wouldn't let me. Then I remember we were in that house. Remember them? And there would be a cross, you know, waiting to see that they would see us up there or to tell us, ask us to go to the show, but I never went to the show with nobody.
No. That worked out well for him.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of other guys trying to get your future wife
Oh, yes.
to go out with her. How did you deal with that?
I just,
Microphone. Speaking to the mic.
huh?
Talking to the mic when you answer.
Oh, oh.
You, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Well, I couldn't do much, you know, because I was away working in the railroad. I just wrote to her and I just, I said, well, what can I do? But I was hoping on her, what is it called now? On her love, you know, to choose me like I had chosen her, because that night my father-in-law caught us in the yard, you know, or caught me rather. After a while he cooled down and he asked me, well, which one do you want to get married? Which one do you want to marry? Because there was three sisters there.
Three sisters.
And I said, well, which one are you after? And I said, well, Trinity. Oh.
Trinity.
All right, he said. And so maybe that's how, I guess, she got the idea that I wanted her to marry me. That night, you know.
Right.
So I couldn't see him. He would see me just when I went to school, when I was going on the street, you know. But they were very strict in that school too.
All right.
They wouldn't let you. If they see you chasing girls or something, they would get mad. That's cool.
So, do you remember when you first knew that you loved him?
When I met him,
Or do you remember when you first knew that you loved him?
that I like him.
When you fell in love with him?
Oh, well, yeah. I remember.
What was that like? When was that?
I just liked him, you know, and I was 18, or how old was
I was
I?
19.
We were old, right?
Yeah.
But my parents were very strict. They didn't let you go out with anybody that came around there.
So, it was harder for you two to date than most everybody
yeah,
else?
it's harder.
Harder.
Uh-huh.
What, to live a married life or?
No, before you got married,
To meet
Yeah.
each other and.
all of your other friends could just date and go out for walks, but you guys couldn't.
But at school, I would have a lot of friends in the class and around there that liked me. And I couldn't do anything. I liked them too, but I couldn't do anything. But my parents were very strict, and they would tell me, Trini, what are you going to do Sunday? Can you go to a show with us? And I was telling I wouldn't answer, but they would go across the street where I used to live. They would be around there waiting for me to tell them if they were going to go to a show. But I never went like that. My mother was the one that took us to the show.
Right.
Remember my mother?
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't have a lot of liberty to be going with other kids and with other boys to nowhere. And I think that's why I got married young too, because I wanted to I didn't want to be just there at the house all the time.
Well, did he have to ask permission to get married?
Oh, I remember they went to ask. Yeah, they would let me get married. Your grandmother.
Oh, my grandma, oh, yeah.
His grandmother went to ask.
Yeah, I remember I asked my grandma to do the talking for me. My mother didn't want me to marry Trinity. I don't think she would like anybody.
Well, why specifically her? Why didn't they want?
Because she was Catholic.
Right.
And my mother, she was gonna Well, I saw, a Christian, but she didn't like the Catholics. So she wanted me to marry a Christian young lady. But that's the way it happened. I guess that's the way the Lord wanted it. For me to like her, because there were some other girls too, like she had friends. I had friends too. And I knew they liked me, but no, I just went for her. I just liked her.
Did you ever get your family's blessing?
Oh yes.
You did?
Yeah.
How did you convince them to change their minds?
Well, that's a hard question. Well, after we got married, we went to live with them, for a while, and that convinced them, the kind of girl that marry. She took a little some of that hard stuff, mother-in-law, and living together with my mother, but my mother, she wanted me to stay with them so much that she would do what I asked her to do. Sometimes they would treat her a little hard, something she didn't do right according to their likes, so. But I used to tell my mother, don't you tell her anything, especially if it doesn't help her. She has her likes and we have our likes.
And the first they were, your mom used to say that I was a Catholic.
Yeah.
I was Catholic, and my mother and my brother used to say that they were Protestants. They don't agree. They didn't want us to get married,
But you did.
But we did. Yes.
And then at the wedding, you said, like, your bridesmaids and your groomsmen couldn't stand up with you.
Yeah. But at school, I had a lot of friends in there that would ask me, what are you going to do Sunday? What are you doing tomorrow? And I told them, I don't know. I don't know. But they would get together by my friends in front of my house, and I would be inside. I could see the window. They were there, waiting for me to tell them if I was going to go to a show. But I never went before because they wouldn't let me.
I think
that's why I got married
stayed
to
in the church
them.
for the wedding? Who stayed?
Because they were too strict. But I'm glad after that I got married with him because I knew I got to know the Lord because of him. And I have known him since.
Well, I'm glad that you guys stayed together and that you got married, and I'm sure your whole family is obviously, but that day when you got married, and there was a lot of people against you, a lot of opposition.
Oh, yes.
But the people that, who stayed with you? Who was it that stayed with you?
In the church.
In the church when you got married?
When we got married?
Well,
Your mom and my mom,
my mother?
they went to church.
Yeah, they used to
Catholic. They were
Catholic.
Catholic.
Often them, but the one who really helps out more was my brother. My brother? Yeah, my brother John.
Yeah, they did. But
Because he was a young fellow then, of maybe 17, I guess. He accepted the Lord and went to the Bible school, and he would write to me, come home and talk to us a lot, And then my grandma used to go too. Well, she wasn't our grandma, but we called her grandma. That's how. Then some church people would come and visit us. I remember a couple went to visit us, and I just went. They went in through the front door, and I went out through the back door, because I didn't want to hear them. They invited me, church wanted me to go serve the Lord. I said, oh no, I don't want to hear that. And one time they caught me, I couldn't get out of the house. So what I did, I just laid myself on the bed and act like I was asleep, but all the time they were talking about the Lord. They knew that I wasn't asleep.
They knew you weren't asleep.
But they were patient,
Yeah.
And I remember my mother, my grandma, my real grandma, and two other ladies. They didn't like to hear the Pentecostal words. And this couple, they went to visit us. Everybody knew that they were Christians, and they'd make fun of them and threw rocks at them. And I was about 6 years old, I guess.
You were Christians, but we were Catholic.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
And my mother allowed them to come in the house, but she put somehow a bucket of water up on the door frame there. So when they opened the door, a bucket of water would fall on them. That's how much they hated the Christians,
Wow.
And but thank God you asked me about a miracle that we saw. Well, I remember this miracle because it was my mother's miracle. She had neuralgia, headaches for years, and she would pray to every little idol that she had there, but she won't get well until this couple came along and started inviting people to accept the Lord, and tell them that the Lord will heal them there if they would only believe. So my mother was the first one to believe in the luck, and the Lord healed her when they prayed for her.
She got saved, her mother got saved after we were married.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So all these great things actually happened because you got married.
Yes.
Because you decided to fight the opposition and say, we don't care what anyone else says, we're getting married.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the results have been amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Our results have been amazing. I can say that.
Can you tell me about your wedding day a little bit? Who was there with you that day?
On our wedding day,
It was your mother.
Some of my family and some of yours.
Just your mother and, well, not very many.
And they were all
Just
in the Catholic
5
school.
of them.
In the Catholic church.
5 of them.
We got married.
Right.
And
And your bridesmaids and groomsmen didn't stay?
They didn't go, just one.
Just one. Who was that?
Well, they were younger than us. And they had almost the same belief we had. The Catholics and Pentecostals. But they went to church, and that's it. Just a couple. Of course, her mother, my grandma, she was there, and I don't know who
my
else.
mother.
Yeah, your mother.
And my father, he was bad.
Oh,
He was bad
it was
because
my
I got
mother.
married. He was hallelujah.
He was what?
Hallelujah.
Oh, yeah. You didn't want him there.
No,
No. That's great. He might have brought the knife. Yeah.
No,
So-
he was
Wow. That was. Do you remember when the priest said, "I now pronounce you man and wife"? What was that like? Was your heart better?
Microphone. The microphone.
No, to me it was just like
The microphone. Grandpa.
just plain love, you know.
The microphone.
Oh, excuse me.
So when the priest said, "I now pronounce you man and wife," what were you thinking?
I was just happy that I was, you know, with her, and that by marrying her, I would be with her, you know. I would, but I wasn't really very serious, to tell you the truth. If it had not been for the Lord, it touched my heart, and I remember what I said, you know. Give me this girl to be my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow the Lord impressed me, you know, that He would. And so, praise the Lord.
And now, how long have you been married? How many years?
68 years.
68 years.
I think.
A long
Since
time.
42.
And all of them were just perfect years, right?
Yeah, perfect, because we're still together. Praise the Lord.
Well, you know, so many people don't make it. You know, the divorce rate's about 60% now.
Yes.
What is the secret? What's the key to having a great relationship for 68 years?
Well, it's the fellowship with the Lord, you know.
Yeah.
Having that fellowship with the Lord.
That's the main thing.
It keeps our heart tender to each other, towards each other. Makes us know the meaning of loving each other. Loving each other at times that it's so hard that you think it's impossible that that person could love me so. After knowing, feeling, or seeing things that would break that love, you know, and it's what the Bible says, you know, that the forgiveness of much sins, or what is it in Spanish? I forgot that verse. Well, by forgiving a lot of sins, you know, covers a multitude of sins. You know. So that's love. Covers. Say, because you love that person so much, you want to be with him, with her, that you forgive. Give another chance to go on and live it together.
Was that hard to forgive sometimes?
With a heart.
Was that hard?
Oh yes, it's hard.
And you know, it's not when you get married, it's not everything's not perfect. There's little things that come up. You know, things that he didn't like about me or me about him. We used to get a little upset, but after we got strong in the Lord. That's the only thing you can make you have a happy marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And then with my family growing up, we had problems too. We had little things that went on, but still we made it because of the Lord. He's your best friend that can help you out.
He got really sick.
Huh?
He got really sick at one point.
He got very sick.
He had tuberculosis.
Oh yes, yeah. He got the Lord healed him. The Lord healed him.
Oh yeah.
Even though he was in the hospital.
Were you afraid?
Who?
Were you afraid?
Yeah, because he got real sick. But after you know, we had the Lord, you know, then, by then, when he got sick, because we had some of the kids already there.
What?
Some of the kids were with us, the little ones.
Yeah, the girls were born.
Oh, the girls, yeah, the girls, And they were little, but they loved the Lord, and it helped us, you know, to see them that they like to go to church and everything. But at first when he used to go to church, but people started coming and ask us, "Oh, why did you go to church? It's a better life. Everything will be better for you that you're young and maybe your little girls are small. That's the way we came, and they have been the happiest days for us. For me, I'm still happy. I get up in the morning and I praise the Lord and I thank Him for being my Savior. I want to read His Word every day. Psalm 71 is my favorite one. But it says when you were younger, when you were older. Beautiful. So when we have the Lord, we have everything. Nothing's missing unless you don't pray and you ask for it. But I love the Lord, and when I see people, I always like to tell them, testify to them, tell them, that Jesus is our best friend and that He can help you and He can heal you. He can do everything for us. So I'm glad that I serve Him.
Glad you do too.
Yes.
So are your children then? How many children do you have?
How many children? We have 11. And we have a lot of grandchildren.
Right. And the children, you've had 7 boys and 4 girls? Wow.
Yes.
The first were 4 girls.
The first were 4 girls? You were in a house with 5 girls?
Just 4.
No, just 4? Okay. Well,
No, he means 5 including her. Your wife, right? You had 5?
Yeah. You and 5 girls in one house.
No?
No. You were in the house with 5 women, the 4 daughters and your wife.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Did you get some kind of an award from the president or something for that?
No.
Not yet. Maybe someday.
Someday, well.
And my children, some when they were growing, they didn't used to go to church anymore. But now that they're older and they started going to church.
That's
They go
wonderful.
to church,
And you saw some of your children off to war. Is that correct?
Yeah. Three
To war?
boys.
3, yes.
Yeah,
3 boys. 3 boys went to war.
yeah, 3 of them.
What's that like as a parent? What's that like to watch your child go off to war?
We were sad first.
We were sad.
We were sad, but
Well,
after that, the Lord gave
that's
us
what they
strength.
wanted to, so the Lord helped us very much, and the Lord helped them too.
They
Brought them out of life.
to go. And then my little grandchildren that I have. A lot of them.
That's great.
They have been nice. They have been good to us. My children, my grandchildren. Well, you see John. He's a happy boy.
He's a very happy boy.
And his wife.
And he's going to get a wife too one of these days. He's going to get a wife too.
Oh,
John,
Oh,
we're going to get him a wife.
yeah.
Yeah, you see, you might disagree with that, but he'll get married.
Might disagree.
He was little when we used to stay at their house, and he would tell my Grandpa, show me how to drive. Remember? Johnny would ask you.
So show me how to drive.
Oh yeah, I took him one time.
That bad, huh?
Yeah, I almost took him. Right after we almost rolled over.
How old was he?
Like 10 or 11.
How old was that?
16, 17 years.
I think I was 14 or 15. Probably, I think. Yeah.
I think it was last week.
He still drives like that.
And he's gotten better. I guess he had a good teacher.
Yeah.
But you in your time together, 68 years, I mean, you came from a time when there weren't many cars out, and that wasn't something that was, I mean, did you have your own vehicle starting out?
At that time?
Yeah, when you first got married, did you have your
Yeah,
own vehicle?
I had my own car.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
We had a big van, remember?
No, but the first car we had, the first car we had,
Oh, the first
a
car.
Model A in 1931, Victoria Coupe.
Oh my gosh.
Nice car. Took me to El Paso and back. Yeah.
What were you doing in El Paso?
Oh, it was also like a merry-go-round life, you know. God, sorry, Lord.
Okay.
Well, I just couldn't. I wanted to go and be with my mother. You know, because she's not bad, you know, in a way. If you have no other
But
responsibilities.
you didn't know the Lord yet, Tony.
Hmm?
You didn't know the Lord.
No, I didn't know the Lord.
Oh, no. He was
I
a
used to
man.
go just here
But
once in a
that-
while, you
but
know.
Right.
But I wasn't serving the Lord.
Yeah.
And this was during the start of the Second World War. So my mother moved to El Paso because my stepfather couldn't find a job here or something. And he wanted to go back to El Paso to work there. And so she followed him, and then I follow her too. But we had two daughters by then at that time, 1944, 43. And when she got to El Paso, she gave me another daughter.
She did.
What are some of the biggest changes that you've seen in America as a married couple together? What are some of the biggest things that you've seen change?
Well, it's the main thing, greatest is the preaching of the gospel, and that it changed people's attitudes, you know, and feelings. Like, for example, me, I was raised up. I wasn't raised up. Like I am now talking to you, or to a person, white people. I was raised up in a different way, and, not only by my own people, but vice versa, the other way too, you know, by the white people. And my own people, I told them, be careful, don't look at white people, because if they want to, they may say that you were trying to do something to them, or that you're not respecting them. So be careful. And then, of course, in schools, you know, the stores, the white people would be like that too, you know. So I grew up with an attitude like that in some of the ways, you know. But the Lord changed my heart with feelings. In a way that now I don't look at things like that. I can't, I mustn't. If I'm going to obey my Lord and do what He did. You know, He loved everybody. We have to love everybody. We have to humble myself. My own feelings, you know, for the good of my fellow man. So I've seen that change very much. And praise God for that. You want to say something?
The greatest thing that you have is serving the Lord. That's what, you know, everybody, but if you don't know Him, there will be an emptiness, so, you know, in your life. And I'm glad I know Him, you know. It's not easy sometimes. It's kind of, you know, but you can make it. You ask His help. He'll give it to you, and give you another start, a new start. You can stay there, just go ahead and be stronger and serve him, and don't forget about him every day. He's your best friend. He loves us and we love him too. Yeah, and we can call him and he'll answer us too. So, he said everything to me. You know, I'm growing older now, but I still, I need him a lot. Because he understands what's going on in my life. And sometimes you get kind of shaky because you're getting older, but we can be strong in him and his word, and to tell others about his love every day. I want my grandchildren to grow and serve the Lord too, because they for a while my daughters weren't taking them, but now almost everybody goes to church. Here in what was it? Where do they live? Where do they live?
Manteca?
San Bernardino.
Oh.
Well, they're spread out.
You mean Manteca?
My daughters and all my grandchildren.
Manteca.
Some live in Texas.
Yeah.
Could you have, thank you for what you just said, by the way. Could you two have made it as a married couple? Could you have made it without God?
No.
No. Oh no.
It's hard,
like
very hard to
time,
make
you
it.
know, that the first time that I left her, I went to El Paso. So,
There you go.
Sweet.
that would have been
I can hold that for you. So the first time you left and went to El Paso.
See, we've been married then, how many years? 3 years. And I decided to divorce her at that time. And I remember I wrote to my father-in-law a letter, and I said, you take your daughter back because I'm going to divorce her. And she won't be my wife no more. You send her to me or leave her there and don't bother me no more. Yeah.
Why did you want to divorce her?
Just because it was crazy. I didn't have enough of the Lord in my heart. It's a wild young man without Christ. Just thinking that some other woman could fulfill my heart, you know. And it's so wrong. Thank God He didn't let me do that.
Because even you have the Lord, the devil comes, you know, and with thoughts or something, you know, that you can fall. Or you still, if you're not strong enough, but that's why we have to call out to Him every day to help us. Because so we won't be weak, you know, and then we can keep going serving Him.
And you did that during that time. Did you know that he was thinking about divorcing you? Did you know that?
Maybe because we were young. Any little thing would make us, you know, see things in another way. Yeah. But
Did you think you were going to make it as a couple?
well, after we started getting stronger in the Lord,
Yeah.
we knew we would make it. But before, no, if you don't have that, then you don't have no help in your life. Right. When you have Him, you have everything. He's your best friend. He understands everything, and every day you can call out to Him.
Wow.
And then I told the Lord to baptize me with the Holy Spirit. He gave me a lot of languages. Oh, such a beautiful experience that some people don't know, but it's something that extra that the Lord gives you.
Yeah, it's a gift.
Yes, yes.
May I ask, what was your your father-in-law's reaction to that letter that you wrote?
Oh, he sent her,
He sent her.
and she went back to me.
Okay.
From San Bernardino to El Paso. That's where I was living then.
And do you remember when she came to see you?
Oh yes, I remember. Yeah, I remember. She said she was expecting Tonya.
My daughter.
My third daughter. Yeah. Yeah. A few weeks after that, she was born.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Oh yeah, I was very happy. And then after that, about a year and a half, we came back to San Bernardino again.
Okay. I'm going to hand this over to you for a second so I'm not crowded into your face.
All right.
So then you came back for about a year and a half, and was that right before you got sick?
Yeah, that was, because I got sick well, I got healed in 1949, October the 3rd. I remember well, the day the Lord healed me. But that's the same day the Lord saved me. October the 3rd, 1949. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite thing about her? About your wife?
Favorite thing?
What was your favorite thing about me?
Well, I just undescribable love, I guess. The only thing I can say is that when I first saw you, my heart told me, you know, it was the Lord really. How the Lord touches a person's heart, even though he's living in a way like he is, you know, like I was then. Young fellow with no litigation whatsoever with other girls or young ladies, or him. And yet he took his time out to touch my arm and then say the things I did, you know, right there and make up my mind. So, she's gonna be my wife. I said, well, what? That's okay.
Did you ever doubt?
No,
No.
no, I did. And oh yes, I heard that there were other men, other fellows too, that were they wanted to know her, but well, I said, well, it's all right. She'll wait for me.
She did.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to get in a fight with a guy over her?
No.
Good.
No, there was a time when I got in a fight, but we were already.
It was before.
Was it before?
Before you were my boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. And it was just for going to the dance, you know. See, I really didn't like dances. I don't know why my pride, you know, selfish pride. I never wanted to learn to nobody teach me because I knew everything. That's the kind of guy I was. I didn't know anything, and I still don't know much. If it wasn't for the Lord. But
Have you danced with her since?
well, she don't know how to dance either. She knows more than me.
She knows what?
You don't know much how to dance.
How to dance?
Uh-huh.
No.
Have you ever danced together?
Yeah, I did at school, but I didn't know very much. That's where I went to the they have dance classes in school, and I went and that's where I met other boys too.
Right.
Because we have groups in the school. You know, with young people, you could get to, and I got to the one that's dancing and dancing. You know, but my father and my mother didn't know, but they didn't like me to do that.
Right. I'd like to ask you, get up near the mic, what is your favorite thing about your husband?
Well, he's a lovable husband. He always says something good to tell me, you know, and sometimes even when I'm kind of sad, he tells me nice things. And then we have, but the thing is that I see him pray, and we pray together, and we keep on going, service every day, you know, getting near the Lord, and that's what helps us. It has helped us. Serving the Lord is what helps. Other things, you know, you have to put Him first all the time, and He'll do the rest for you. So I'm glad that I know Him, and that you know, and then I know the Lord, and you can know Him more every day. You read His Word and study and tell others, to testify to people. You can testify to anybody you find are wrong. Tell them what the Lord is for you. He's your best friend.
Are you looking forward to spending eternity in heaven with your husband?
To be with Him all the time?
In heaven.
Oh yes, I am.
What do you think that's going to be like?
Oh, the best, the beautiful, very beautiful. Yes, yes, and through Him, you know, He helped me look for the Lord, and you know, and I know the Lord now, and I think that's why I love Him too. And he's my favorite person. Yes. And my children too. My children. Yes, and I'm glad that you, or if I had got married with somebody else, maybe I would have never known the Lord. But through Him, you know, he would tell me, go to church, and no, I don't want to go. But sister,
yeah, the weather's not right.
I'm glad. All these years, you know, our children were little, and they grew in the Lord. And I'm glad we made the decision, both of us, to go and to serve Him. But you have to be testifying every day, telling us about the Lord too, so you can grow. You won't stay there all the time. So I'm glad. I'm glad that you came to talk us about the Lord.
Well, thank you for sharing. It's interesting because move this over here for a second if I can.
Yes.
When he first saw you, the first thing he said was that, you know, you were going to be his wife. And he loved you from that first moment. And the first thing that he did was he asked God to let you be his wife.
Yes.
So you started your relationship with God.
Yes.
Started there. And then you went through the ups and the downs. And you've had your entire life, 68 years together.
Yes.
And God has been the center point of your relationship.
Yes.
And then now, now you get to share that with people.
Yes.
And then, as we all will at some point, we move on from this earth. And you're going to be together in eternity, in heaven, together. Your whole life started with God and will always be with God. What do you think heaven's going to be like with your wife?
Oh, it's going to be, I think what I would have liked it to be now, that the years go by and the years
never grow old.
Years, things that I would like to is my protector.
Everything to us.
And He is my knowledge in the Holy Spirit. So if I don't have for her what I don't have, because I don't ask sometimes, but He'll make it up. Yeah.
You had a vision of hell. You had a vision of you in hell. You were in hell and you saw what it was like. And you said that there were people there that you recognized. But she wasn't one of them. And and now, do you have a vision of what heaven is going to be like with her? Can you describe what heaven might be like?
No, I can only compare it the short experiences that I have, like visions, like dreams. I saw Jesus hanging on the cross, and I saw, but from that, from after that, all that, the outside, the outer parts of his body, I could see a light shining, like something like fluorescent light, but it doesn't annoy your eyes, It doesn't hurt your eyes. It makes you see things further in and away. The beautiful light that just keeps on spreading. Nothing can stand on its way. What else did you ask?
I want to know if you can imagine what it's going to be like to be in heaven one day with your wife.
With my wife. Well, no. It's going to be, we're going to be, oh, glory. Oh, hallelujah. Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit is here. He feels us. Makes us feel happy. It will be like that with her all the time. She's going to be laughing the way I like to hear her laugh. And she's not going to be crying. I've heard her cry for her children, for me. No, not anymore. There won't be no more burden like that no more, because whoever is going to be saved will be saved, will be there. And our children and our neighbors. It's so beautiful to be together without nothing to interrupt our good, clean thoughts, of each other. Being able to look at one's eye and the square of the eye, just appreciate, just love,